Sync roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, good job. I'm just a man missing you. Please understand.
Let's go, pow! That true? Whoa, you big guy! Hold the band! Soon we will see we're living the dreams of our generation.
Double up. Double up. Double up. Double up.
We need to talk about something interesting.
Alright people, listen, there's over 20 hours of interview footage that I recorded, so be glad this is the first error that's showing up. Anyway, here's Jisu talking about some shows I forgot to put in last time.
I have seen Wedding Peach. I did a video
Tell me
on Wedding
about
Peach
it.
a couple years ago.
So is Wedding Peach as bad as they say it is? No.
Marriage. A lot of Wedding Peach is annoying. I mentioned in my video that it was full of straight nonsense. Really? Another stupid accidental pervert joke? Well, it is important to the Western anime industry in that it's probably the reason that we don't have Shugo Chara or Precure on DVD or dubbed. Maybe put that in historically significant? Wedding Peach DX is the OVA. It's pretty okay, but I really wouldn't put it anywhere above ancillary. Although Wonder Planet or Fujikiboshi no Fujiko Hime and its sequel You are just pretty much darn cute, and that's about it.
Largely inoffensive.
Cute. Largely inoffensive, yeah. I'll put him in decent. Machikado is where you put the demon girl next door. That one is hilarious. Magical Girl series aimed at adults, and I'm like, oh man, is it gonna be another grimdark show? Twist is, it's a Yuri comedy. I think I would
Good.
put it in good.
I like
Alright, let's see what else we got. Corrector Yui, I remember that one. Well, it wasn't really remembered here. It was pretty popular in Latin America that I can think of. I'll put it in decent. Cosmic Baton Girl Comet-san. It was a remake of a very old show. It's been forever since I watched it. I thought it was pretty decent. It was cute. Mermaid Melody Peachy Peachy Pitch.
Yes, you mentioned
I'm
that.
going to say this was my jam when I was younger. I have grown up and realized that it's not very good. However, it's still well beloved just because it's our trash. Probably have remembered all of the songs and also started to learn German because all the good fan sites were in German. I will never forget the word Meerjungfrau as long as I live. Well, it's important to that particular generation, but I'm not sure if it's important. Maybe I ought to put it in ancillary because
Like, no one else will give a fuck about Mermaid Melody.
Moetan is garbage. I had high hopes for a show that teaches people English. I thought it would be funny. It was like, I don't know how this made it to air. Kamikaze Kaito Jan.
Yes, I have seen a bit of this show.
Yeah, that show was pretty good. It
Yeah.
was the edgelord magical girl anime of the time.
Sure. So
I think it is good. I think it should go in good. Kaito Saint Tail itself. Saint Tail is pretty darn good. Very silly at times. So I'm gonna put it in decent because a lot of magical girl fans like it. It and Jean both have the Catholic magical girl phantom thief thing. And Jean goes grimdark-ish. Well, not grimdark, but pretty dark, and Saint Tail does not. It is pretty darn happy all the way through. Goddess Karin, Kamichama Karin.
oh yeah.
You will probably remember this only for that one meme of that
Oh my God.
quality animation face. Eric Conan Clanod season trilogy art style is fantastic. The Kami-chan in anime was not. So
Okay.
let's just put it in ancillary.
Cool.
Shugo Chara Doki was
Yes.
okay. Shugo Chara Party was not that great.
Oh, okay. So I've seen season 1, and I quite like Shugo Chara season 1.
Yeah.
But you say season...
I think it's okay. It's where they started going into lots and lots and lots and lots of filler. And then Party was entirely filler, so I would put that in the ancillary.
Okay, so you want Doki and decent?
Put Doki and decent. I love Grand Belm. I wouldn't really categorize it as a magical girl show, but there are some shows that are almost magical girl and not quite. For instance, like Ray Earth is an isekai with elements.
Right.
Grand Belm is a mecha series with elements of magical girl.
So you could just
Okay,
knock it
let's
down
put
a
in
bit.
decent with Ray Earth.
Sasami, okay, well, if you want to rank Sasami, we can.
I thought it was pretty decent. Can't really say much about it. Powerpuff Girls Z, it was famous at the time just for being an April Fool's joke that became a real thing.
Right, and for being an adaptation of a Western cartoon in an anime.
Yes.
I think that lands it squarely and historically significant. Maybe watch one episode.
Sure. And let's see, Six Heart Princess, I don't think it was very good. It was based on a makeup commercial, and then a lot of people were actually excited for the show, and then it was like, okay, let's add a bunch of new girls in string bikinis with no personality, and it's like, okay, I think this is garbage.
Oh no.
I don't like it very much. Higurashi Kira is also garbage, but it's also barely a magical girl
That's
show.
what,
It's
that's
just
what I
like,
heard. Somebody else mentioned it.
Thanks a lot. You have a nice day.
Minky Momo, I can say you're going to have a tough time because there are currently only about like six or so actually like subbed episodes. So you can only really watch one episode. So Hime-chan, an
Yeah.
absolute gem, highly recommend. She's very good. The opening is a banger. I absolutely love it. It gets stuck in my head randomly.
I'll put it in the background here in the video.
Okay.
On the Pleiades is my favorite show.
You like Wish Upon the Pleiades?
Yes, why is it on the yellow thing? Pleiades is the reason why I'm studying physics right now, actually. I would recommend Pleiades to someone who's just starting.
We could move it up to good because I think it is a good show and I did enjoy it.
I can talk about Arjuna because I remember most of it. I noticed it, the style looked really familiar to me, and I looked it up, and it was made by Shoji Kawamori, so that's the reason why I watched it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I really like the stuff that he makes, but I don't like his view of the world, if that makes
Sure.
sense. Yeah, it's super different. The issue I have with the message of Arjuna is that the solution they give to like capitalism and all this bad thing the human has made to the earth, like the solution they give is to go live in the mountains and
Oh wow.
plant tomatoes and eat your tomatoes.
And this is up to you wherever you want to put it, honestly. That sounds pretty ancillary to me.
Yes,
Do you want to talk about Utakata?
it's dark. I wouldn't recommend Otakata to someone who's starting on the magical girl. I put it maybe like for dedicated viewers. Miracle Dream is a good show.
Miracle Dreamy is a good show.
Bit too decent.
Let's do it.
If you ever want to talk about macros, I'm here too.
I will remember that.
Watching 1,000 anime has to be good for something sometimes. I don't know how I feel about Dokkan being in the same tier with Miki Momo and Lyrical Nanaha.
Dokkan sucks, bro. I don't know if I can honestly, in good conscience, put it in good. I really don't.
I would put it above like Pleiades and the season 1, but that's just me.
We were just saying how Persia does not have English subtitles. Or
It doesn't.
full English subtitles.
Neither does Emmy, and neither does Sweet Mint. I will put all the 80s, all the 4 of the Ashi Productions magical girl shows, Mahou Shoujo. That includes Maribel, Minky Momo 1 and 2, and Sweet Mint. I would put them as historically significant.
That's cool. We can definitely bump Miki Momo up to very good, very important if you would like.
Yes, of course, because it with the death of Minky Momo, a lot of stuff changed. Mahou Shoujo and anime as a whole. Bell, you could bump Maribel a little bit down
Yeah.
for decent. Yes,
Decent.
because it's not really. It's 30 episodes of fucking nothing. That's why I hate it. Twin Angel.
Yes, this
Well,
is the first one, not Twin Angel Break.
It's fucking terrible. Chacha.
Yeah.
Akazukin Chacha.
No.
Why is it so low? Decent. Canon, you could put on the not for everyone category because it's just a mediocre 2000 show. See, Sweet Mint. Sweet Mint, it's almost the same as Maribel, in the sense that nothing happens for 30 episodes and then something mildly decent happens. Taruto, not for everyone, not for everyone.
Not for everyone.
Next one is Anyamaru Tantei, the first one there.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. Let's
Ah.
see, Didika. Didika is okay to average.
Yeah, fun. I feel like should be higher than like Magia Record and Happiness Charge.
I make cool, funny videos about anime that nobody
about to
gives a
say,
shit about.
No, hold on.
I mean, even then, personally, I would put Saint Tail like way up. I would definitely put it above something like John and definitely Clear Card.
Can we lower Clear Card? Let's be honest here.
'Cause it doesn't do anything new.
Nothing good to say about Clear Card, except for the ending song is fire.
Hina, Luck and Logic. I did actually watch that show, but you know, it's funny lesbians. Subjective, but I would definitely say it's not for everyone. Miracle Girls, King Blex in my server, he says the first half was really good and then it kind of falls apart, maybe decent. Shamanic Princess is also, I don't remember how good it is, but I would probably put in decent for dedicated viewers.
Now,
What the fuck is Sasami Club? Ultramaniac, I remember being pretty solid. It's definitely a lot more like broadly appealing. I would probably not put it next to like Doremi and stuff like that, so I would probably put it in decent. I think Futari-wise is important, but I'm not sure if I would say it's like that important.
I could entertain that argument.
Like I would probably put it in very good, very important. I don't think it's like amazing. I don't see anybody like disliking Doremi. Moto and Dokkan are better. I think anybody who is even remotely interested in magical girls need to watch Doremi in one way or another. Yeah, I feel like Naisho is also like overall the most consistent.
Oh yeah, definitely. Not even close.
Like there was maybe one episode that I was not like super into, but that's it.
Yep.
Whereas every other season had its fair share of just shit episodes.
Yes.
The landlord must have called the cops again. You didn't pay the rent? Sorry, Nick. I got a tip on a short thing in the trash. Making me look like a common criminal in front of my niece.
Yes.
Actually, Wedding Peach, I would definitely probably put in ancillary. To touch on Petite Princess Yucie, it is amazing. It's like a more condensed version of Doremi. It's like everything that is incredible about Ojamajo Doremi, like the character development and how fleshed out everybody is, and even if you may not be super into a character at first, like they'll grow on you eventually and become integral. Yeah, Yucie is just that, but without any of the bullshit. And honestly, I think the payoffs are just way better. Hayden Loves Anime is my YouTube channel. I make videos about shit that nobody else would make videos on or nobody else cares about. Like if I were to open Premiere or something, I would have a stroke.
So my name's Mary. Twitter is Otaple1/2, and my YouTube is just Otaple. That's Otaple. Matoi the Sacred Slayer is probably
This is a fairly recent one, right? I was gonna.
It is fairly recent. It is a Shinto themed
Yeah,
magical
Shrine. I
girl
watched the
show.
first episode,
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Post Madoka and stuff, and so there was kind of a lot of like darker shows at the time, and it's a little bit dark, but not much. It's more of just like a fun breath of fresh air. I remember that was kind of what I liked about it at the time, was that it just stood out. So yeah, I think it's definitely something that like dedicated watchers to the genre would enjoy. But it was such a like just a blip on the map. I see you have Lil Pri on there. It's all like classic fairy tale themed, like young, cute, magical girls versus like the evil, old, big boobied witch. Kind of amazed how much it kept my attention because it is definitely aimed at a really young demographic. So again, like dedicated fans might be able to get something out of it, but I mean, it's a very like simple show in that sense. Yeah. Monogatari, that's a Sato directed one, right? Yeah. And it kind of, I remember kind of like, you know, picking up a little towards the end and kind of being like, okay, we got some conflict going. Like, you know, yeah.
I think it's even a step below something like Kaleido Star. Even in the no, Kaleido Star is great. Everybody should watch Kaleido Star. I think it's just another, you know, if you like the genre, then it's worth it. So, Pretty Sammy 96.
I really hope I'm not mixing it up with the OVA, because I'm not a Tenchi expert. It's kind of just, you know, that gag comedy that the entire Tenchi Muyo universe is known for. It's just more into that rabbit hole.
But that sounds like it's squarely an ancillary then. It's not super magical girly, it's more Tenchi Muyo-y.
Yes.
I believe that the Magical Project as the TV series actually deserves like more in-depth reviews and actually like not having people underestimate it. So for me, it shouldn't go into auxiliary. It probably should be bumped up to like decent for dedicated viewers. I would honestly put it in the either good or important, but that's me being biased.
Yeah, that's all I got for you.
I have to describe unto you how very difficult it was to find a Jewelpet fan.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of my favorite franchises.
So what I've heard is that the first season of Jewelpet is A, not really that great, but also not fully translated into English.
It is getting worked on being translated, but like I think even at the moment it's like 15 out of 52.
Where would you like to go and what would you like to say about the rest of the seasons of Jewelpet?
Well, Jewelpet seasons are really kind of different, and that's one of the interesting things about them is that whenever somebody asks me about Jewelpet and like asks me what to start with, my first question is, well, what do you want to see? What do you like?
Sure.
I guess to start with, Jewelpet Twinkle is the second season, and it's definitely the most magical girl-esque of them. I would say if that somebody wanted to watch a magical girl show of Jewelpet, and that's what they're thinking of, Twinkle would probably be the place to start. I think that there's definitely some issues that I have with it, but also there's some things I think it does really well. I don't think it's the best season of Jewelpet myself. I do think it's a very good season of Jewelpet. I mean, granted, I think all of Jewelpet is very good for the most part. I'd probably put it in either good or important. So I think the easiest one for me is Lady Jewelpet. That's also the other more serious season of Jewelpet. I think it's a very good season. Like, I really liked it. I'd probably put it up in the either good or important. Jewelpet Happiness, sort of CGDCT-like, really good. It's very fun, very funny. Jewelpet Sunshine, another one of the more comedy-based seasons. I like it a lot more for its rom-com element, and its comedy is a bit more targeted towards the adult demographic. I think it's very good, personally, but I don't know if it's as good for, like, magical girl-esque elements as much. Kirotako is also a comedy-based season, except for rather than it being more geared towards adults, it's more geared towards the primary audience. Probably good or important would be a good place for it. Yeah, hopefully that's a good enough answer. Yeah, my name is Fircoal. My Reddit account's also Fircoal. I am on Discord more, at this point. My main hope is that people do watch Jewelpet and do enjoy it, and that, like, I'm not overselling it.
A lot of people go to Daybreak Illusion and Yuki Yuna's Hero and just called it a Madoka Magica copy. Yuki Yuna is a hero. The apocalypse has already happened. The protagonists, the friend group, the hero club, are misled. There's death, there's violence. I would say for dedicated viewers.
All 3 seasons, you feel the same?
I would look at them as a whole.
Sure.
It really tells one story arc. If you're into the dark magical girl stuff, I would say definitely give YuYuYu no Zahiro a run.
It's up to you.
I'll start with the easy one. Nanatsu Drops is definitely not for everyone. It is an anime adaptation of an H game.
Ah, all right.
Miramo it's really fun. It's something a little more lighthearted, like you would expect out of the more silly episodes of Ojamajo Doremi or
Gotcha.
something like that. Push it in decent there with things like Yuko Dreamy. This is a very good list.
For Girl in Twilight as an introduction to the Magical Girl franchise, or do you think you've learned about magical girls by watching Girl in Twilight?
I would say definitely not. I would probably put in that final tier with like Luluco and stuff like that. Little Witch.
And so, with every other magical girl show ranked, that left Nurse Witch Komugi R as the least popular magical girl show in the entire genre. Over the course of 5 months, I could not find anyone who had seen this show. That left one single option. So I watched the entire thing myself. It was so utterly forgettable, and I seriously cannot conceive of anyone for whom this would be worth your time. And so the ranking ended, but I was left thinking, perhaps we're not done here. We may have claimed to be experts, but what is the validity of our ranking? Isn't there someone, maybe someone with some experience or authority that could possibly grade our tier list and validate the madness of my task? And then I remembered I do know 2 people just like that. So tune in next time as we judge, ultimately, every magical girl show ever.
Man, when we were doing a group watch, and just when it came in, I was like, "What is this? Is also like Sailor Moon Supers with the Pegasus in her mind," and it's just like, why are you inserting this random ass character that nobody cares about, that has no relevance to anything, giving it this emotional weight? You know what the worst part was? When they do the sucking thing, they have stock footage for all the witches using their brooms to do the thing, and it's just the same like really low 3 frames of animation again and again in every episode. It blows my mind.